All right, welcome back to the channel. I want to show you guys a few volume tips and like keyframe tips. One I just discovered under Mark, you have add keyframe with this command bracket, and then you can delete it with option bracket, but they're opposites. And normally what I would do is use my trackpad and option and go down where the volume line is and enter a keyframe that way. Put another one in. Let's say you wanted to lower the section in between the two. Well, you would need a third point. If you tried to lower it here, it actually just lowers the whole range. So you'd have to add a next point in and then pull that down. So a cool tip I wanted to show you, aside from doing this command bracket, you do have to have your audio track selected. So let's say we added a few keyframes and we needed to go in and refine them. You can start dragging them around, but you can use this drop-down keyframe editor if you needed to do a little more fine tuning. And you could also select them all and then delete them all from there instead of messing with your volume if you had something set up and you didn't want to touch it. Now, another thing that I happen to find cool is instead of having to do all these 3 points, you can use a range tool inside of Fairlight. So for that, we'll use this vocal example. Let's jump over to the Fairlight page with Shift 7. And I'm going to zoom in and we'll listen to this line of dialogue here. Moving surface. So let's say we wanted to get rid of the word surface. So we'll go back to where surface is. Surface. And we'll find out where the start of that is. Surface. So let's say from here to here. So like I showed you in the previous example, you could put a point in and put a point in and drag it. But let's check out the range tool instead. So we'll get up to the word that we want. Surface. Let's say it's right about there. Hit R, or you can click this little crosshair right here, and that turns it into a range tool. So I'm going to grab that. So this would be the phrase, and you can get pretty precise with this. But now if we grab the volume line and drag down, you can see it makes 4 volume points. 2 for right after, a little bit of a slope, and 2 at the start, so you're not altering the stuff to the left and right of the selection. So if we needed that gone, we could drag it all the way down and then play back from here. And then I wanted to show you guys a cool copy paste feature. So let's get rid of our in and our out, and let's check out this word here, like this one. So we'll say, let's grab like this one, and we'll go ahead and try the range tool again. So now I hit Command C and you could see the waveform kind of darkened up. And now if we move our playhead, you can see there's a faint version of it right behind. So let's say we wanted to move that to right here, wherever your playhead is going to be parked. So you can kind of line it up using the visual waveform and move it into position, then hit Command V. So now we took this chunk here and added it here. Now let's listen to it. Like this. And that's how you can copy and paste with a visual representation without having to like break the clips up. You can just grab the range you want, hit copy. It's non-destructive. It goes right in, and you can kind of get a little visual before you actually commit to it. And I've used that to replace like single words where I had a clip that the person sort of mispronounced the word later on in the take, but we needed it. So I went to the first time they said that word, grabbed it, and just edited it right in there, and you would have never known it was a mistake. Also, one last tip on the keyframes. Let's go back to the edit page. We'll add a few keyframes here. With your clip selected, you can just hit your bracket left and your bracket right keys to skip to your keyframes. And then there is a delete all keyframes shortcut. It's not mapped to anything, but it will delete all keyframes and give you a little warning. But that's all keyframes across your whole timeline. All right, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.